Hell yeah. So I gotta let you know though, I was listening to your music that you sent
Okay.
me, and I had no idea that it was going to be death metal essentially, right? Is that how you would describe
Yeah.
it? I thought it was going to be more I don't know, self-produced, kind of like Eyes Keen was, you know. So when I first turned it on, I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
oh, this is
Yeah.
hardcore. Hell yeah. Put me through a
Yeah,
loop.
dude, it's funny because I started with industrial music
Oh yeah.
and I mean like I like metal too, but I mean the first shit that I ever recorded was industrial music.
That's badass.
So that was my roots right there.
What kind of bands did you grow up listening to then?
Um well, all right, so let's go through my phases. Um Music wise, I was always around rock and roll. I was always around metal. My first favorite song was "The Wizard" by Black Sabbath, and I was like 3 years old. And my uncle said that I kept asking him to play it over and over again. I was 3 years old, and I still love Black Sabbath. Is probably my favorite band. Black Sabbath, Judas Priest. But yeah, I mean, I grew up with rock and roll, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Um, I don't know, and then like before I really knew what music was and what was good and what wasn't, I liked like Linkin Park because it was, what was that, the late '90s, really early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then middle school, I went through a rap hip hop phase because that was cool and I was one of the cool kids, So, and then in high school, I listened to metal in middle school too. I started listening to Nirvana in middle school. I started listening to Metallica in middle school. And here's where it gets interesting. The metal came in because of sports. So I used to play. I was like a full time fucking athlete my whole life until high school, and I use Metallica and shit like that to get me pumped up. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's still with me because the adrenaline, the energy, that's what I love about metal. So I always had that. But went pretty much full metal like sophomore year of high school. I stopped playing sports. I tried, start playing guitar. Well, started playing guitar when I was in seventh grade, and then I stopped until the end of high school, the end of freshman year of high school. And I mean, it's rest is history. Do you heard what I do now?
Yeah. So are you like the lead singer and guitarist or
Yeah, yeah, I do all this, mostly all the solos, and I do the vocals as well.
hell yeah, dude. But I've seen Judas Priest live before.
Oh man, see, I haven't,
You have not. So yeah, I
and
saw
I've only seen Sabbath one time, and that was their farewell tour.
how long ago was that? Like
That
10,
was like
10 years ago,
20.
20 years ago?
I think that was the year I graduated college, so 2016.
Damn. That's wild.
I think, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I
The
haven't seen
summer,
them.
it was the summer before that, yeah.
Yeah, and I think my brother saw them. I don't know if it was that tour or if it was like a few years before that, but I know my brother saw Sabbath. I saw Judas Priest. I've seen Metallica twice. And, like Metallica is my favorite band, so like hearing you say that, I'm like, dude, I feel like they're like
Oh
everybody's.
yeah, yeah. That's
You know,
all right. So Enter Sandman was the song that got me to play guitar.
hell yeah, same here.
Oh no shit, dude.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's so
Um,
cool.
that
And
yeah.
the funny thing is, I don't even know how to play it now.
I know how to play the intro, and that's pretty much it.
I
uh,
thought it was the coolest thing. I used to learn how. I mean, I learned how to play it. I thought it was the coolest thing, and then that was it.
so was Sabbath your first concert then, or
Oh no, my first. This is a funny one too. My first show ever. I was probably like 8 years old. B-52s,
No shit.
PNC Art Center in New Jersey. Yeah, with
That's
my
wild.
mom and my aunt.
How old were you then?
Oh, like 8 or 9.
Dude, that's
Probably maybe even younger. I don't really remember.
That's awesome.
That's a good first one, right?
That's a good first one. I love the B-52s. They're on my 80s playlist. But
Hell yeah. Yeah, Talking Heads, B-52s.
Yep.
I like that kind of shit too. Dude, I like all sorts of shit. What do you like?
I like everything, man. I'm not picky. My primary genre would probably be metal. I mean, I say that very objectively to the point where it's like, it covers like hardcore, covers just basic metal. It's just, if I could get my head bobbing, then I think it's a pretty good jam.
Yeah, I remember. So I did watch the Eyes episode, obviously.
Yeah.
And you said like, man, but your favorite album?
What did I say my favorite album was?
Saint Anger.
It is. I love it. It has to do with like just childhood, introductions. Yeah.
Dude, there's no guitar solos. Come on.
There's no guitar solo. It just sounds like a bunch of old men jamming in a garage.
Yeah, I mean, well, all right. So that's what they tried to do, was be a garage band.
Yep.
After they just like sold out stadiums in the 80s, like.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too has to do with the documentary. I think the documentary for me is like what really kind of made that album not as bad as everybody says. My least favorite is actually probably the Black Album, honestly. As like,
it's terrible.
Yeah, as revolutionary as it is, but
I mean, 80s Metallica was Metallica.
Yeah, dude.
Not 90s.
Wasn't Master Puppets came out 35 years ago almost? Like this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, 86.
Yeah. That's fucking, and that album goes hard. Like just hearing like, because I was born in 94, so like that's way before my time, but like
okay.
Yeah. So, but hearing that nowadays, right? And then putting yourself like when it first came out, like it's just like in your face metal, thrash metal essentially. I think it's just cool. Like in the 80s, you didn't really hear about that,
Did you ever hear Injustice for All?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
I have them all.
That's that might be their best.
Injustice for All. Yeah. Yeah.
The riffs, dude. The riffs are. There's so many good riffs, and I'm a riff guy. You heard my stuff.
Oh yeah. So
I mean, it's.
So do you when you pick then? Have you tried the down pick technique? Because James Hetfield's known for just down picking exclusively.
Right. Yeah. All right. So actually, the stuff I'm working on now is going to be very 80s thrash influenced.
Fuck yeah.
And there's some down picking in there, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's tough. Like, I'm not as good as the other guitarists in my band at it.
I gotcha.
But,
so what on that note then, like let's kind of have you introduce yourself so that way we could put a face to the voice and a voice to the face with all that good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Josh Perrin. I'm an artist, period.
Love it. Straight to the point.
Yeah.
And that's basically what you are, though, because I didn't know that you did music, too, until you sent me your link. I'm like, oh, he does music. Because Eyes was telling me that you do video stuff, and she sent me some of the works that you did, like the music video you did for her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, that's badass. So the fact he sent me music, too, it's like multi-talented. If you look at your Instagram, you do photos.
Music is my main thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Shit, dude.
That's just I don't make money from it. That's the thing I don't make money from, and I'm the best at that.
So how'd
you get into shit I make money from, and I'm okay at it.
Yeah. So how'd you get into video work then? Like specifically animation?
Yeah, I went to school for animation.
No shit.
Yeah, that's what I moved out to Philly. So I'm from Toms River, New Jersey, and then I moved out here in 2013. Almost 10 years ago. It's crazy. To pursue animation because I needed to get the fuck out of my situation in New Jersey.
Right.
There was nothing there for me. And I I figured, why the fuck not? I didn't know anybody here. Moved out here, went to school, graduated, and I'm still here.
That's badass, man. Because I graduated in just film as a whole, but
Yeah,
animation is like one of the areas of film that I shied away from just because I don't consider myself artistically driven in that field, you know.
right.
But I always admire people's craft for it, and like watching your video for Eyes, and I even watch your Vimeo stuff, like the cigarette short that you had on it.
There you go. That was my first one.
Yeah, dude, I think it's cool. I admire people who can actually animate like that and do all that. So with the animation though, like what kind of program do you use for that? Do you mind me asking?
It's called Toon Boom.
Okay, how does that work essentially?
Basically, it's pretty user intuitive. I have a Cintiq. You ever seen those?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just you draw on the screen instead of drawing on paper. Draw on the screen, and then I take everything into Premiere, edit like that. I do some After Effects things, but basically, I like to just draw everything. I don't really like to take shortcuts. I hate like the Flash style of animation.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
No, that's not for me. I like to draw everything.
That's old school.
And
man.
I think it gives it a way, way, way cooler vibe and look. And that's what I'm going for. Organic, natural, and you could see the hard work.
Yeah.
You know?
So how long does it take you to get like a project like your cigarette video, for example? How long did that take you to get that?
Yeah, so I started that in school. That character was supposed to be, there was a group project. It was like one of the last big projects.
Right.
And we had to write a story, pretty much do everything. And that character was pitched as one of the characters for that story, and he got denied. So he was kind of like, it's perfect because he's like a reject, you know what I mean? Yeah. And he got rejected. Like that was how he was born. He was a fucking reject. And so there was other people in my group though that were like, dude, you got to do something with that guy. He's so like perfect, he's such a good character. And I was like, all right, well, so one of the other projects I had that year, I started the smoking thing. And with the intent of like finishing it or having something done, because my school didn't push like you got to have complete projects for people to see. It was so stupid because we got out of there, we had a stupid highlight reel, and that's it, of just short clips and nothing finished. So when I graduated, I couldn't find any fucking work out here. And so I was like, I got to have something finished. So I pushed, all that winter after I graduated, 4 months or whatever it was, finished it. And yeah, I mean, I had a couple screenings and that's it.
That's cool though. Because just filmmaking and like, animating and all that stuff. I mean, it's editing too. Like it's just a lot of work.
Dude, it's so much.
Now, you being in music too, do you find it kind of comparable to like edit videos versus editing music? Like when you're like creating a new track or album, like is there similar steps that you would take, or do you kind of approach each differently?
I feel like I approach every medium the same way. It's kind of weird, and it probably doesn't make sense to you or anybody, but just the way that my mind goes with putting things together. I always see shit like a big puzzle, and especially with writing songs, like I said, with all the riffs and stuff, you got to find what riffs fit together. You can't just you can. Plenty of bands have done it, but my standards, and I set a high bar for myself. You have to find the perfect flow, and it's got to go, and it's got to be like a perfect puzzle piece together.
Right. So with your albums then, because you have one out, am I correct on that?
There's 2, and then there's a tape, a demo tape, but 2 official out. Yeah.
2 official ones out. Because the one I was listening to, is it Emergence? Is that what it's called?
Emergence. Yeah.
Yep. Is that your latest one?
That's the latest, and it was fucking 3 years ago. So
3 years ago. Okay. So how long does it usually take you guys to kind of make an album then?
Well, I mean, so Basilysk is my band. I started it. Let me just give you a little backdrop
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
20, 2010, I started it by myself, and I did all the instruments. I did 2 songs, and and used a drum machine because that was right after my industrial thing ended.
Right.
So I was like already accustomed to using a drum machine. So I just drum machined those 2 songs, and then I got like a live lineup a year later. So, like I said, I moved out here to Philly and left that behind because it wasn't going anywhere. And yeah, I mean, then I found guys out here, and that was after I graduated. And so, like, in the meantime, when I moved out here, I was with the death metal band, like just old school death metal called Deform. And the drummer from that band came with me to the lineup that I had for this Emergence album. So, but he's no longer with the band. So.
Oh. I feel like that often happens with lineup changes.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, we're basically disbanded fully at this point.
Really? Did COVID kind of fuck that up, or?
Yes, absolutely.
God damn it!
Absolutely. We were on a roll, dude. We had put that album out. Got best of album from this dude K-Man Riffs that reviews like several albums a fucking day. You know, like he is into all the new releases, and out of all those fucking dude, and we're talking not just unsigned bands. We're talking like Overkill had an album out that year. I think Possessed had their latest album was that year. Fucking who was the other big band? Blood Incantation. Yeah, Blood Incantation had a big album come out, and so all these big bands having their albums come out, and this guy picks, and we didn't know who this guy was. He picks our album for the best metal album because he did different best of like different genres. There was best of black metal, best of thrash, blah blah, and he across the board was ours. So I mean, that was fucking awesome. And so we're coming off of that album. We did a tour that summer, and we were on a roll, man. And then like the next summer, we had the summer after COVID, we had all this shit set up, and we had even the week before COVID, we had or the week of COVID, like the week the lockdown started, we had like a radio show that we were going to play the album live in its entirety. It was going to be so fucking cool, man. And boom, the school, and it was at like a college. So the school was like, no, can't do it here. And
fuck, man.
Yeah, I mean, we had so much good shit lined up. We had a cool festival. It was the, what the fuck is that called? Medium Well in Hell. So it was a barbecue festival. Barbecue and like death metal and extreme metal. It's, yeah. Friends of ours were putting on in North Carolina, and, we couldn't even fucking go. So.
Man, that's fucking wild. I know. Because like it's funny you kind of mention that though, because like I remember the last concert I went to was like the week of the lockdowns, essentially.
Okay.
And that band had to cancel the rest of their tour right after they stopped here,
Right. So where are you? You're in Utah?
I'm in Utah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Have you guys toured in Utah at all? Have you been to Utah?
No, we didn't. I mean, when I say tour, it wasn't like
yeah.
nationwide stuff. It was, East Coast. Like we did like a weekend tour. We did a week, like a 5-day tour. Nothing crazy. So no across the country kind of stuff.
So when you guys played then, like what kind of venues did you guys play in? Was it like, were they like kind of bigger, or were they just, smaller? Or
my favorite venues were there was 2, not on the same tour, but there was 2 in like Virginia, DC area, breweries.
Yeah.
And yeah, so cool. The one was like, and we were in the fucking the like big tank room. So the sound was like bouncing off of all these tanks. Like there was literally a tank behind us and to like right to the side of us. That was so cool. And we played another brewery. It was a festival, that one. And that was like they set like an outdoor stage up, and then they had people come in. There was a lot of people there too, man. We had people come in, had like a tasting room, and it was so fucking cool.
Just gonna go taste some
Stuff
beer
like
and
that
listen
makes
to death
me.
metal, you know?
Well, yeah. I mean, and they had. Well, I don't drink beer because I can't because of food allergies. But
Right.
They were so cool too. They hooked us up. They were like, I was like, can I bring some bottles back for people at work? And they were like, yeah, just, they had this fridge full of all their shit. It was a craft brewery, man. So and they're like, yeah, just don't take all of it. It's like, okay. And everybody I gave it to said it rocked. So
That's cool. I've, yeah, I don't know. Like, I haven't been to any breweries here, and I want to because, like, I like the local stuff here, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I'm a big whiskey guy. I don't drink beer.
Yeah, no,
I would love to drink beer, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I got you. Whiskey's good. Whiskey's my go-to, like hard alcohol, and then wine.
Oh yeah, you can drink it straight.
I do.
On rocks.
Yep.
Neat.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, my man.
Yeah, dude. No, here's the thing. Like when I mix it, like because whiskey's already sugary as if, you know. So when you mix it with like other drinks, like it's just sugar on top of sugar or fucking whatever. So
You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't make it to be.
That makes
you're
me
not
feel
supposed
more
to
bloated.
shoot it. You're just supposed to sip on it. These. I went to Kentucky recently and did some of the bourbon tour and stuff like that. You ever do that?
No, I have not. But my favorite whiskey is from Kentucky.
Which one?
It's Knob Creek.
Knob Creek. Okay. Yeah, we didn't go to that one, but yeah. So we learned so much, and the art of making bourbon, man, so cool. And my favorite part was the how they make the barrels.
How do they make the barrels?
Like you got to, just the way they shape it and everything. It takes like fucking years just to like bend the wood, and then they char it up, and it smells so good in there. Yeah,
I love it. I know.
Dude, yeah, that's
there's a local group here who I think they contracted with Maker's Mark to kind of like brew their own whiskey. And it was really good. I don't remember what was in it, but it was like a specialty item that you could find in the liquor stores here. And that was pretty fucking good.
They don't send it out anywhere.
They might have. I don't know. I don't know how it worked out. I just knew they contracted with Maker's Mark to make a certain batch exclusive to this group on Facebook. Which I think is really, it's interesting how you.
Yeah, we actually went to Maker's Mark.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, dude, that was the nicest, like campus, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
They had like the nicest property. Yeah.
I imagine too. It's probably all very very
in the
clean.
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah. That's
what's
cool.
that?
I imagine it's all very clean too, because of like sanitation and don't want to contaminate, batches and all that. Like, because I brew beer, homebrew, I've done that before. So I kind of understand the process, but I know there's a little bit difference between like how you would probably do it. Like,
oh, definitely.
Fermentation and all that shit. But that's cool, man. That'd be fun. So did you guys?
Oh, you know what was cool too? I recently went up to Connecticut to see a friend, and he took me we drove up 2 hours in Massachusetts while we were there, and this distillery took barrels from all the local breweries. Like they had like Sam Adams, because that's all that shit's up there, and distilled the beer into whiskey. It was, yeah, it sounds really weird. I don't know how they did it, but it was the best like whiskey ever.
Damn, dude, that's like some major science to figure that out.
And here's the best part. So I actually bought a bottle, and my friend bought a bottle for me. So I had 2 bottles from there, and I I had my camera with me too. I took all these like pictures in the graveyard up in New Haven, right before I was getting on the bus.
Yeah.
And like when I'm in the creative like camera and picture taking zone with my camera, like I can't really do anything else. And I fucking left these bottles on the sidewalk somewhere. Like I put them down, I was taking pictures, put them, picked them back up, went somewhere else, dude. And I fucking man, and then I'm like running towards my bus, and I'm like, wait a minute, I left these I think they were like $60 each bottles like on the sidewalk somewhere, like
Dude.
totally beat out of that. But I couldn't go back because first of all, they're probably gone already. Second of all, I was trying to catch a bus and I was probably about to miss it.
Right. Does Philadelphia have a huge kind of like music scene?
Not for metal, but everything else I wouldn't even know. Punk, it's a punk city.
Is it?
Yeah, totally. I mean, like even the metalheads here are just undercover punks. But I don't associate with many of them.
No, I get that. So I've never been to Philly. I think the furthest east I've been is Georgia, but like it was for like 1 second. So is Philly close to New Jersey then, as well, or is that kind of an easy travel when you moved out there? And
oh, it's right over the bridge.
Right over the okay. Well, the more you know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you wouldn't know, but yeah, there's Philly is like right, like I could literally get to Jersey in like a half an hour.
That's fascinating.
Without a car.
Because the only thing I know about New Jersey, aside from like the New Jersey Devils, is Sopranos related, okay, right? So,
yeah, I mean,
I don't know how much of that relates to where you grew up, but
no, where I grew up, that's Sopranos is North Jersey, so it's basically up right by New York. That's where I had family that grew up there, but I grew up in Central Jersey on the shore.
Okay.
So you might know, I might have seen where I'm from on TV. It's called the Jersey Shore. Fucking disgrace to yeah.
Yeah, let's not mention that.
It's a disgrace. Those people aren't the kind of people that, there's some Guidos and stuff that, but those people are from like New York and North Jersey. They're not from the shore. They give us a bad name.
So what makes
I'm sure a lot of people forgot about that fucking show anyway.
What makes the shore people different from like the upper Jersey?
Yeah, upper Jersey's more like that New York attitude where we have more of, we're a little bit more chill. And then like if you go to like South Jersey, like by Atlantic City,
yeah,
like the Pine Barrens, that's where they get, the Jersey Devil. That's where they get the name, the Jersey Devils. Did you know that?
I did not know that. No.
You didn't know? You don't know about the Jersey Devil?
No, I have no idea what the I thought it was just a hockey team.
No, it's called the Jersey Devils because there's the myth, the Jersey Devil.
What's the myth?
He was the 13th son. I forget the lady's name, but he came out of her and he was a devil, and then he grew really quickly. So he popped out, grew into this monster. So he's got like chicken feet and he's got like wings, but like a horse head. Sometimes he's depicted with hooves, but sometimes he's got chicken feet. And he flies around the Pine Barrens, and people claim they've seen him, and because like down in South Jersey, it's all like woods and pines and a lot of shit like that. So he's roaming around there.
So it's an actual like urban legend there.
Oh yeah,
that's fucking cool. I had no idea. I thought it was just the New Jersey Devils because of it sounded like a cool name.
Yeah, I mean most teams have like some sort of relativity to where they're from. You know what I mean? Like their name.
Right.
So I don't know why is it Utah Jazz?
The Utah Jazz. So the Jazz were actually from Louisiana originally, New Orleans,
Oh, okay, that
and
makes
then
a lot of
they moved
sense.
here. Yeah,
Okay,
if they weren't the Jazz, it'd probably be like the Utah Bees, but that's a baseball team, or the Utah, I don't know, Mormons, which would be weird. Let's
yeah.
not
What
fucking
else
do
is? I
that.
don't see. I
Ru-
didn't know anybody from Utah until I met Eyes
Yeah, no, dude. The
Bobby.
culture here is it's different.
Dude, I would have thought that it was hot there. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't know it snows and shit like
Oh,
that,
it's
man.
actually snowing fucking right now, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets hot in the summers, it gets cold in the winters. It's a desert, I guess, in that sense. But um, yeah, the culture here is just a wee bit different. We'll just say that.
So where in Utah are you?
I'm in Salt Lake. I'm in
Oh,
the
okay.
heart, the capital, but I grew up in the outskirts of Salt Lake, so like it's interesting because like I don't know if New Jersey's is similar to this, but like Utah has a lot of farming outside of like the
Yeah. I mean,
you
we're the
know.
Garden State.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I actually know that
Yep.
from a movie. What movie was it? It had the guy from Scrubs in it. I don't remember his name, but these people, like, I mean, because like if you go like up north, like towards Idaho, right, you run into like Logan and Tremont, and like these towns that are like maybe an hour and a half away from Salt Lake, you know.
Hmm.
But these people talk like they're from the South.
Oh, okay.
It's the weirdest dialect. Like we're all within the same state, but like it's just different dialects, and it's you could tell
It's
where
fun. Yeah, I mean
somebody's from.
that
You know.
we have it in Jersey too, and they have it in upstate New York. People talk like sometimes with the southern accent. Yeah, but it's funny because South Jersey people,
Yeah.
the same people that have the Jersey Devil,
Yeah.
they have like a southern accent.
Really.
I don't
So
know why.
what's
I,
below New Jersey? New Jersey. What state?
then there's Delaware, and then it goes in, and then like Maryland, and then Virginia. That's the cap, DC,
Right.
Maryland,
Right. Right.
Virginia,
Right.
and then my geography's pretty bad. Virginia, dude, and I drove a couple of years ago. I
Carolinas.
drove up from Florida.
Oh, did
Oh
you?
yeah, like North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia,
No, I got yeah, because like
Alabama.
my line of work, I deal with Georgia exclusively. Just doing my day job, but so I understand that southern drawl, but I feel like everybody around there's kind of
Yeah,
neighborly in that sense.
that's pretty southern. I mean, that's very southern.
just a bit, but that's cool
I
though.
like Florida. I like Florida, but I never really been to any. No, that's not true. Been to North Carolina. We actually did a show there. Um, oh yeah, you asked like what the stages were like or something. We
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
went up. So yeah, I mean, we pretty much played. We were on a stage every night, which was cool because you play here in Philly, you're on the floor.
right.
You know what I mean? Basically every time. There's like three fucking places with a stage. You want to be on a stage, dude. You don't want to be playing on the floor. I mean,
So,
it's not the same.
do you think being on a stage, like, because I know some, like, I mean, what do you consider a stage? Like elevated, like at a certain feet, like above the crowd, or like just a small platform?
I mean, dude, it doesn't even have to be elevated. Yeah, I mean, like, I'd say like at least 3 feet.
Right.
Just give me 3 feet, dude.
Because there's a venue here that's really small. It's like a garage essentially, and a lot of local bands play there. But some of the smaller big bands, if you will, if that makes sense, will play there too. But the stage, I mean, it's I don't know, maybe a foot, 2 feet off the ground is all, and it's very personable where there's no barrier from the stage. It's like I don't know. Do you prefer
Yeah, I mean,
that or?
No, I don't think I've ever played with a barrier.
Oh,
I think maybe once, maybe one time.
yeah.
Yeah, but I never played a huge stage like that.
I got you. Okay, that's what I was
No.
like trying to understand it because like I those
That's what you were asking, if it was like big stages. No, nothing like that.
Yeah, no, because like a lot of like the big stages, you have a lot of security decal, and like it's just I don't know, like a lot
Yeah,
of the smaller stuff. When things get crazy and the band's in it, the crowd's in it. There's a lot of stage diving, a lot of horseplay. You know what I mean? Like those
yeah.
shows are fun. 'Cause I don't know if that's what you guys prefer to play, like what you guys did play, or like what's the craziest show you've ever done? Let's ask that question. I want to know
Um,
this.
there was it was a house show, and
Starts off on a good note.
okay,
Okay.
yeah. So it was a house show. It was it's like fest, like you just called a fest because there's a lot of bands playing
Right.
at the time. But so there was a guy in a Viking costume. He was like the host, so he would get up and like I think he did stand up or something too. So in between bands, he did like some stand up comedy dressed as a Viking, and he had like swords, dude. And like so during one of the sets, during one of the sets, there's these swords going around in the pit. It was crazy. It was like a dangerous but really funny to watch mosh pit.
There were legit
Just in
swords.
somebody's like garage.
Oh my god.
And then so when we got up, somebody had like all these bones, right? I think one of the other bands had like bones they were throwing around. And so when we got up, they're still getting tossed around and they're all over the floor and they were real bones. I don't know from what, but I mean that was pretty funny. And the Viking, yeah, there's footage of that show too. It was so fun.
Is it on like YouTube and shit?
Yeah, I think that one's on YouTube.
I gotta check that out after this. I want to see that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I don't know if you could see. You might be able to see the Viking. I forget if you could see him in the video, but
I got
it
you.
was definitely that was the craziest. And then so all right, so this isn't a so my friend that put it on was tripping on acid, and so like by the end, he wants to light a piano on fire or something.
Oh god.
So so I really wanted to see it, but the bassist didn't. He was afraid of getting in trouble, so we had to leave. But
You never saw the piano get lit on fire.
and it did get lit on fire. I just didn't see it.
I wonder why he wanted to light the piano on fire. Like what was
I
going through his
don't. I
mind?
guess I don't know. It was something I really was looking forward to, and we just bounced.
Reminds me of that meme of that guy sitting on the beach, playing a piano and it's on fire.
No, I don't know.
Oh,
Never saw that.
I used to do that. It's that'd be kind of fun. What's your worst show that you've played then? Like, have you guys ever like walked off stage or?
No, the worst show. It was. I think it was our second show with like the most recent lineup. So I got the most recent lineup going like 2016, and we played like a really cool show, and then like I think the next weekend we played like this cool, but they had a stage. Okay, so this place had it was called the Whiskey Tango. It was like an hour north of Philly.
Yeah.
It had a cool stage, right? So we walk in and we're like, oh fuck yeah, like I really want to play on that stage. And then the guys are like, yeah, come over here. Yeah, we're gonna go. We're setting up in this room. It was like a fucking like bar with a fireplace and like TVs, like with sports playing. And we're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, why can't we play on the stage? And he's like, yeah, the big bar doesn't want you scaring the locals away, dude. There was like two people sitting at the bar all night. And so we fucking set up. We're like, all right. We set up with the drummer was right in front of the fireplace, like a fireplace, dude. I don't know if you've ever drummed before, but you get really hot and sweaty to begin with. And so he's drumming in front of a fireplace. And there was all the lights were on. It was bright as fucking day. It looked like it was like a banquet setup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was so bad. It was embarrassing. We like to forget that one.
So was the fire on when he was playing the drums?
Fire was on.
Oh,
Fireplace
Jesus,
was
dude.
on.
Why would you
Yeah,
want to
I
add
mean,
more heat
and
there?
so and the booking company was literally called not not a real booker or something like that. Like
What the fuck?
not a real booking promotions.
That's weird,
Yeah, I
dude.
mean they
Did you rip?
lived up to it.
Did you rip them an asshole afterward?
We ripped them an asshole before
Oh fuck.
because yeah, we're like really like we can't set up on the stage. What the fuck? And we're like, all right, fine, like high school dance all the way. Because it was set up like a high school dance, basically, the room that we played in.
So when I guess that brings me up another question then. So like when you guys played, did you not know what the venue would be until you like showed up essentially, like what it would look like and like how you could set the stage presence up, you know?
What do you mean, like that particular show?
Or just like as a general thing. I mean, like if it's not local per se, right? Like let's say like you were traveling to like North Carolina or like these other states
Yeah,
to promote your stuff. Would you not know what it looked like until you showed up the night of?
yeah. I mean, basic like the some people in the band wanted to see what it would be like, and I kind of like the surprise element where it's like I don't want to even know, like I want to just go in there blind and maybe it'll be cool,
Yeah,
Um, but no, I mean, there's no way of knowing if we've never been there before. So
that's cool. Because like I'm just asking just from like like from a filming perspective of like scouting locations or whatever, you know.
yeah, yeah,
But I guess that would be different. Like if you're on tour and just taking whatever venue you can to promote your work,
yeah. Yeah,
that's cool.
that's the cool part about touring is, you just go. You just fucking go and you got your crew and you just show up and whatever happens, happens. And then you're kind of like in this weird situation where you don't have a house. You know what I mean? Luckily,
Yeah.
we had friends everywhere we went that we could stay with, but like the biggest tour that we did. But
Did you guys have time afterward to like mingle with the crowd and try to like sell
oh yeah,
merchandise and all that stuff too?
oh totally. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite part is selling T-shirts after.
Just meeting all these cool people, huh?
Yeah, and people, yeah, that's the cool, and you get to meet the people that appreciate. If they're buying a T-shirt, if they're buying an album, they actually dig your shit and appreciate you, and then you get to talk to those people and make a fan, hopefully for life.
Right. See that'd be fun. And I mean it's similar because like I want to transition to your film stuff. With how'd you come across Eyes?
I mean, she found me on this website called Thumbtack.
Okay.
It's where I get most of my work, and it's basically you go on there, you could find anybody to do anything.
Right.
So I have everything like list everything I can do. I put my film shit. I put motion graphics, graphic design, animation, whatever. I mean, I put it up there. I even put like pet sitting, and sometimes I do pet sitting on the side and like garden. I did like a gardening job one time. Whatever I can do, it's up there, and people could find me to do it. So that was my first project because I only signed up a year, like not even a year ago, like last like June, I think I signed up for that, and she found me, and basically it was funny because I was like, I don't know, I wasn't expecting it to be good music when she was like, yeah, I want this music video. I don't just because like there's so much shit out there, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So and I'm very critical about music because it's my thing, and so dude, man, I was so like blown away by the production and the quality of the music, and I was like, yeah, I definitely want to do this job.
That's fucking cool.
And I never did a music like an animated music video before, so I was like, this is gonna be so cool,
So that was your
The
first one?
music's so good. The music was so good, it deserved something good, and that's what I fucking brought to the table.
See, I thought you would have had other videos under your belt because like that looks really fucking good.
Well, animation videos, like music videos, no.
Yeah, dude.
First.
Like it was like on beat. It fit thematically too. Cause like when I heard her version of that song, I'm like, how would this look visually? Right. And then watching your video, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Like
Yeah,
that fits. And there's some imagery in the video that stuck with me.
good.
Yeah.
That's what I was going for.
Like, I mean, there's that scene where they're giving birth.
Okay.
I was like, is that what I think it is? And then, out comes a baby. I'm like, damn, that is what I thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, that is a very, emotional point. Because I think it's just ingrained in us as human beings, seeing a baby come, like that's just, but yeah, I mean, like it all fit together. It was not just a random scene, it meant something,
So with that in mind, then, does she want the alien theme or did you? Was that your idea?
Okay, no, she had like the two main characters, which was her with the green hair, and the dog, which was somebody drew it up for her on that first album cover, and I was like, I kind of have this other dog in mind, this little dog, little like midget looking thing, and I wanted that one instead. So she had the two main characters, and then she was like, she presented all these like reference videos, music videos, which were like equally as disturbing as the one I made. So I was like, I'll just roll with that, because that I love like lewd content, but only if it serves a purpose, Oh
yeah.
I don't know if I'm into like I've seen some like wacky fucking movies before, and those are some of my favorite kind of movies. Like just dark and like really sick.
What's the most fucked up movie you've seen?
Serbian film.
Dude, same here.
Okay. I'm happy you saw that because now I don't have to explain it to you and you don't have to like go watch it and think I'm a psychopath.
No, and here's the thing, dude. I didn't hate it either. That's what makes me kind of like
it's so good.
Exactly.
It's so good.
I cannot recommend that to anybody, but like I did not hate it, even though it made me want to shower in a Catholic church, like
dude, I recommended it too. I had a film class in school and I recommended it to the teacher because
Jesus Christ.
I know. Yeah, because she was teaching us all these like avant-garde like underground films. I'm like, so after class I went up to her, I was like, hey, like you ever see like any really disturbing films, like Serbian film for instance?
Did she say
she's like, no. What about Salo?
I have not. That's on my to watch list.
It's not really good.
It's not really good.
It's just disgusting.
That's what I've heard.
It's like stupid. It's not like a Cannibal Holocaust. I think is the same thing. That's worse.
Like where it gets all this hype around it, and like the end result is just like that was hyped for that kind of a thing.
I mean, did you see that movie?
No, I have not. No, I just understand Cannibal Holocaust. Like there's a lot of controversy, right, with them killing.
Well, yeah, because it's disgusting. Yeah. I mean, like that's not art.
No.
That's just trying to be. That's trying to be extreme for extreme's sake.
Right. Have you
just
seen
shock value?
Yeah,
stupid.
Have you
don't have to kill animals to get your name out there.
No, I totally agree. That's sad, dude. I fucking love animals too. Like when you ever
don't
animals,
watch that movie.
Yeah, dude.
Don't watch it ever.
I cry during Air Bud for fuck's sake.
For what?
During Air Bud.
Dude, I haven't seen that since it came out.
Yeah, dude, I cried in that the last time I watched it. I'm like, dude, that dog's so fucking cool. How dare you tell that dog to run away?
I don't even know what that movie's about. I mean, I know it's a dog playing sports, but like, I don't. Other than that, I have no clue. I forget.
Yeah. No, there's another movie. Have you seen Irreversible?
No, that's one that was on my list, and I kind of forgot about it. I'm glad you brought that back up.
You should watch it, man. It's not an easy watch, but like stylistically, I'm like, this is a fucking heavy film, and like it's really cool how they pulled it off. But that's another one
Man,
I can't just recommend off the to
as
anybody.
long as it gets the point across, if it's just there, with that, and that's with anything in a film. If it's just there just to be like political grandstanding and shit like that,
What's
if it's
that?
just there for the sake of you getting more attention or something and not to serve the film. The cool thing is when you get attention, like the birth scene from my animation, it was like, yeah, it's like emotional, but it's also part of the story.
Right. Well,
Like you have to show you have to show the birth after a rape, like
yeah. Well, and like
and then yeah, it just gets my point across.
yeah. Well, I mean, it also shows like how you view art in itself too, in that sense. Where it's like you're making a statement as an artist, putting that in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of that, I was like, God, it's such a cool fucking music video. So I just want to say
Thank you.
kudos to that.
Yeah, it just got into Philly Independent Film Fest, which is a pretty big deal.
With that video,
Yeah.
damn.
It's in 4 Film Fests right now. Well, it got accepted into 4 Film Fests as of today, and more to come. I got a couple more notification dates coming up.
That's exciting, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
Is that your first
It is
festival
exciting.
you've entered stuff into? Like, is that your first film project that you've entered into? I guess I should ask.
All right, so no. The smoking one got 2 screenings.
Okay.
Dude, it's expensive to enter those film fests.
Yes, it is.
You've done it before?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it gets expensive. So when I did the smoking, I was so broke. Like I said, I even work. I wasn't even working that winter. That's why I just pumped that out. And I did a Trenton, New Jersey one. Got a screening. It was a small little screening, and then the Philly one was really cool. It was in Prince Theater, in like one of the upper like second level ones,
Right.
like a second level theater for their independent thing, and that was cool. I did a Q&A. People loved it. I got the network, and that's what it's all about. But that wasn't the same independent film festival. That was like their like, forget what they call it. It's like a quarterly thing or some shit like that. But it's for like upcoming filmmakers. This one now, it's like this is a real deal, dude. A lot of people enter this, all over the world.
Yeah, that's cool. Because I know like some of the film festivals, what I fucking hate is they'll make you pay per category. They try to enter it. I'm like, why not just have like a flat fee and then you fucking decide what it should be? If
That's true.
I don't know.
You know why I was surprised. So this is my first time like really looking and like trying to find all the best ones, and like so I looked at a lot of them, and dude, there's so many. Like this is a like a financially big thing for people.
Yeah. That's
like,
cool.
This
though.
is a moneymaker. Like this is what people do. Like they set up film festivals, whether they're fucking good or not.
Yeah. So with your one that's in now, when is that festival going on? Do you know?
I think the NMA.
NMA.
I forget the exact dates, but that's a week-long fest, dude.
Are they doing screenings there like of yours? Because I know some they'll accept it and give you like awards and stuff, but like they won't screen it necessarily. But
they're totally gonna screen it. Yeah,
it's gonna be screened. That's cool.
But the shitty thing, I think they're doing it virtually. I don't know if they're gonna do it when people go.
Right.
But it's stupid because all the fucking things are lifted in the city. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
All the restrictions are lifted.
Yeah, ours has been lifted for quite a bit.
Okay. Oh, yeah, we were probably one of the last ones.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal with playing. That's kind of why my band broke up.
Are you guys gonna get back together anytime soon? Do you think, or
no? Not with no.
Do you have side projects lined up for music?
Well, I do pretty much have an album written, like a 3-track EP. Like I said in the beginning, it's like 80s thrash, more than what you heard. way more 80s thrash influenced. So yeah, like the old Metallica, the old Slayer, the Exodus, all that shit. So many good bands. Do you ever listen to Sepultura?
With two?
Sepultura.
Uh-uh.
I mean, I guess if you like the newer Metallica, you might not like that, but that's a big influence. 80s thrash. They have probably one of the best 80s thrash metal albums ever. It's called Arise.
Ooh.
I don't know if you like it or not, but anyway.
That's my Spotify.
Yeah, check it out. So what was I saying?
Oh, you were.
Yeah. So we have a three track EP coming out.
Yeah.
We're in the works, and I want to finish that. But yeah, I mean, I might just do solo stuff from now on. I don't give a fuck.
So with animation being your background too, have you thought about like pursuing like narrative animation, like to tell stories? And
I'm working on one right now.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's my job right now. It's a 5-minute short that somebody hired me to do.
That's cool.
And yeah, dude, I would love to. So, I mean, looking at the future, I'd love to do like a full length movie or something. That'd be great. And like hire people and get like a $20,000 production going or something like that. Like, I want something big like that.
What's your end goal with music and film right now then? Because I know it's going to be ever changing, you know, as we continue in life, but
yeah, I mean, so music wise, I just want to make it. I don't even care. Like, money's not even a thing,
right?
Because it can't be. It's so people just get it for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a mess right now. But I mean, you get the money from T-shirts, dude. People bought more T-shirts than they bought albums. What is that?
That's wild.
You can't. Yeah, it's weird.
You'd think CDs would sell more than T-shirts, right?
Like at shows, people rather buy a T-shirt than be fucking music. I don't get that.
I wonder if it's because, I mean, I don't know about yours. Like my car, for example, doesn't even have a CD player in it at all. It's all Bluetooth exclusive, right? So I wonder if it's something to do with just the way technology's just moved past.
Yeah,
CDs.
I mean, probably. But we did have like the cool thing after that album came out. There was a lot all over the world. People were buying that, and people like around here were complaining because it was. I think I was selling it for like $16, and you know, nowadays that's pretty expensive. But I mean, I put my heart and soul into that fucking album, so why not? You know, right. You're gonna tell me that it's not worth that much? No. So, but people all over the world bought that album. They paid like $30 for it to be shipped out to Australia, or you know, like that was the coolest thing. Or you know, there's somebody from Israel that bought a fucking CD. There was a bunch of people from Germany, a bunch of people from Norway, a couple people from Australia, and then I forget some France, maybe a Spain. Yeah, dude, yeah. So I mean, you're not making money on the CDs, you know, at shows really, but people that collect and people that are actually into music will buy.
Right.
They're just not probably not the people that are at your shows.
Right. What's one continent that you would actually want to visit to play at?
Europe, because I think we would do the best there. Just the style, you know.
Yeah.
It's more popular over there than here.
Oh yeah, I love the bands. They're Swedish of all things, you know. Like I love the heavier stuff.
Wait, so what bands?
Like is it Children of Bodom? That's one, right? But then the lead singer died recently, which
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he fucking died, which is wild because he's young.
Yeah, I
um,
didn't know that. I remember that. I was never really a big fan of them, but
nah, but they introduced me to like a lot of the heavier stuff. I don't know, man. I'm not picky with music. I'm really not.
okay.
Um, have you heard of El Vite?
No.
So they're like Celtic metal
Okay.
essentially, right? Where it's like bagpipes with flutes and
Okay.
fucking screamo. Like it's cool in that sense, but they're from like Finland, Sweden, like they from
Yeah,
all
I
around
think the
there.
most metal per capita is Finland.
Is it Finland?
Yeah.
That's not surprising. Arch enemies from around there too, right? Am I not
I think
mistaken
they're
there?
from Sweden.
Sweden. Yeah. So I'm not surprised. um,
Yeah, I mean it's huge, and not even those are the more popular bands.
yeah, I don't, you probably
They
know a
have
lot more
some of
underground
the
ones.
best underground
Yeah.
like death metal stuff
Who's
comes
your favorite,
from.
who's your favorite underground artist?
Oh
And how did
man,
you come across them?
I started getting into that junior year of high school, into like the underground stuff, like the real heavy like death metal, basically. Because yeah, like I went through like a Slipknot phase.
Everybody
Every
does.
angry little angry teenager goes through that. And then I was kind of like, this is dumb. And then, I wanted something heavier. And there was these older kids, what was I, sophomore at the time? And I wanted to be in a band so bad, dude. So, I mean, there was these older kids that were into like the more heavy vocals, growling kind of stuff. And I wasn't. I was, I like Slipknot, like singing basically, which, whatever. So, I went to jam with them a couple times, and they were like, "Yeah, learn this song from. You ever hear Job for a Cowboy?
Yeah.
Job for a Cowboy, yeah." And back then that shit was popular. They were just getting big, and we're talking like 2007. And so I learned the song, and I went over and jammed, and then all they wanted to do was smoke weed. So I was like, "Oh, this is dumb," but like that song led me to like look up more shit, like the beginning days of YouTube. And so I just went down this like fucking metal rabbit hole and found all this cool stuff, and those were such cool times because when you first hear that stuff and it's all new to you and you never even knew it existed, right?
Right.
Those were the coolest times, and so that I found it all by myself basically. I didn't have friends that were into that in high school. Like I I was the only one really that was into all that stuff.
Right.
Only one I knew.
My brother was very much into that. He's older than I am, but 5 years. But um he probably knows a few more than I do for sure in that realm.
Yeah, but as far as like my favorite, I don't. There's so many good ones. I can't.
There's a band I recently heard that was really fucking brutal, right? I think it's Lorna Shore. Is that how you say it? Have you heard of
Say it
them?
again.
Hold on, let me make sure I'm saying this correct. Lorna Shore. Have you heard of them?
No.
So they have a song called "To the Hellfire," and it's brutal. Like I don't know how they pulled that off.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, check that out. But that's probably the latest, I don't know, black metal, that I've listened to. That's that heavy. Right lately, I've been listening to like a lot of Architects, which is more of like a metalcore. Like,
Yeah, I've heard of. I don't like it. But.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just like music, man.
I know, but yeah, I don't like metalcore. It's just not. I don't.
What's the difference between the two then? Like, because is that kind of like a loaded question or?
Well, it's insulting for one.
One,
No,
I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. How fucking dare you, Chaz?
What?
I said, how fucking dare you, Chaz?
How dare you? The difference is the vocals.
Is the vocals?
I mean, you listen to. I think metalcore has like they like fluctuate between low and high screaming, and that's not really the style for what I do.
You
I
guys are more
can do both.
consistent, right?
What's up?
You guys are more consistent, like vocally. It's within a range, and
Like when I track, like when I
yeah,
record,
yeah.
I'll layer it with both, like at the same time. But I won't be like, like that's more of like a metalcore style. And the instrumentals are different too.
Yeah.
It's more like choppy. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain. It's just not my style.
Nah, I get that, man. Have you thought about making music videos for your own stuff, like doing animated
We
videos
have
and
one.
stuff?
We have one.
I think it's on your website you sent me, huh?
It's on the Bandcamp. Yeah,
Yeah, I did see that. I didn't
that
watch it,
was.
but I did see that link pop up. Would you do
Yeah, you
more?
should watch it. That's a good one.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
I helped. I co-edited that.
You what? Sorry, you
I
cut out there.
co-edited that music video.
Oh, that's cool.
Mhm.
So when you're editing music videos, then you had because I don't know, man. It goes back to like video editing and like musically, like you want to be on beat, right? Like you make cuts and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, do you kind of go off that, like off the beat, and figure out like what cuts work?
I
Or?
mean, when you watch it, you're gonna be like, "Holy!" Do you ever see the Soundgarden music video for Jesus Christ Pose,
Oh, probably a long time ago.
where it's like epileptic drama?
No, I don't. I don't remember.
Okay, well, that's kind of my style of very quick cuts,
Yeah,
lot of shot. That's you'll see.
yeah. I'll
So
check
it's
it
tough to
out.
get on beat, but yeah, I mean, I think you were kind of touching upon this earlier in the chat. Like, did I ever edit a music video before? I don't know if you saw my lacrosse stuff on my video on my
I did.
Vimeo channel.
I did.
So that's where I learned how to edit videos. Um, so I go work for them. It was just to do highlight reels for the
Right.
fucking high. It was like a high school lacrosse company, and they worked with all the kids, try to get them into colleges and get them scholarships and shit like that. And so
Right.
like the highlight reel is the key to getting these kids into college. So that's what we did. And then I was given an opportunity to like do like a promotional video because they had all these events going on, like these lacrosse events across the country. And I was like, yeah, I could, I've edited before. I never like did to music or, I wasn't too experienced, but the marketing director saw that, I had some talent, and he taught me basically everything I knew about video editing and like cutting on beat and, picking the right track and, the shots and mixing it up. And that's where I learned how to do all that.
That's cool.
It was,
So
yeah, it was the coolest. I loved that job, dude. I used to be happy to go there.
yeah, well, because watching those videos, I'm like, these look really well edited for one. I could definitely
Yeah.
see those playing, like at like football games or basketball
Yeah.
games, promoting whatever, because they look very
Yeah.
professional in that sense. So I thought that was really cool. I didn't know that was how you learned to edit though. That's cool to know.
Yeah. That was, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago at this point.
Damn, time flies. It's
Yeah.
wild.
And like so the guy so that was just freelance. He
Right.
wanted to hire me full time. And the rest of the company, basically, like the boss, they were like, yeah, but we don't want to spend that much on marketing and advertising. And it was because the guy that I worked with was an art, he did that shit for a living,
Right. Right.
So he was artistic. The other people were just so like business and like sports minded. They
Corporate.
didn't get it. They didn't understand, like they were never gonna find somebody to do it that well.
they
again.
often find a lot of these companies expect high quality, but don't expect the cost of that,
Oh, dude, I was getting paid like nothing too, but
Fuck.
I learned so much, so
Right.
it was worth it in that sense.
Well, that's cool, man. What are some of your fears then with you going with music and just animation and being an artist, as yourself put it?
Yeah, I mean, right there, what I just said. It's being freelance. You nothing's guaranteed. There's one guarantee in life, and that's there are no guarantees. So you never know if you're gonna hit a dry spell. You got to be prepared. You got to be willing to suffer. You know, um, that's it's scary, and I've been through all of those phases. And I mean, it's scary at first, but once you know that that's a possibility, you can plan for it and do the best you can to get prepared. But yeah, it's shitty, dude.
See, and like I've had a lot of friends go freelance, strictly freelance, and quit their day jobs. Right?
Yeah, I mean that's the way to go.
It sounds exciting. It sounds exciting to me. It's tempting.
It's exciting because of that.
Yeah,
but it's also like it depends. Like it could be exciting, but it could also, depending on the person, be a stupid move. If you're not ready for that, don't even try.
Yeah, well, because there's the financial security too, and
yeah,
fucking the what do you want to call it? The unknowns of life, where we're like, oh hey, 1 second, we're in this worldwide pandemic, but now we're going to World War III possibly. It's like, what the fuck is going on? It's wild.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, neither of those. Yeah, maybe I worked like I wasn't doing freelance. I was
right.
At a company, Essential. So I worked through all that whole thing.
I did too. Yeah,
whole time.
Yeah.
But the World War III, I don't think that's going to affect our ability to work from home.
I hope not, man.
I mean, what?
I don't know. I that's what I'm saying is the world is full of uncertainties, where it's like, fuck. If you would have asked last year, oh hey, do you think we're going to go to World War III in a couple of years or whatever, right? And it's not guaranteed we're going to, right? It's just me throwing jokes out there, but
yeah, it's a joke
for now. But fuck, man. Anyways, what's one piece of advice that has stuck to you throughout the years, and how do you apply it to your craft and just to your daily life?
I never really got good advice.
What's some advice that you've learned?
I don't know. I can't even think of advice, dude. Because like I always just follow my own heart, like I always follow what I thought was right. If you take advice, it depends on who's giving you the advice, first of all.
For sure.
But I mean, if you're getting advice from somebody that never went through it, or never even tried, or like don't even listen. But I always just followed what I thought was right. So I mean, I guess I never really took advice.
I love that though. Follow your own instincts rather than relying on others to carve the path for you.
Yeah, they don't, and I'm not like your typical person. And so a normal person trying to give me advice, it's like it's like it doesn't apply. Your life doesn't apply to my life.
Right.
And your experiences, and I mean, I always just looked at like, people that made bad mistakes, that I'm close with, and just tried to not do those things. But I guess it was like indirect advice. Maybe that was, maybe that's what.
No,
advice I follow, just like advice from world experiences.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. But all right, Josh. Well, we can start wrapping this up. where can people find you and your work and your stuff?
All right, so you can find me at jnpmedia.art. That's my website. Find me at Instagram at jnpmediaart, all one word. And on Bandcamp, you can find my band Basilysk, BasilYsk .bandcamp.com.
That's such a metal name. I saw that name and I was like, that's fucking metal.
Yeah, I found it in a book. That's also, it's kind of like it's funny. It's like a Jersey, become full circle, man. It's like a Jersey Devil myth. The Basilisk.
Let's hear this.
It's like a creature that's composed of all these different things. Like, it's like a dragon with like chicken feet and, just kind of almost like the Jersey Devil.
Right.
Where it's just this creature that somebody made up. But it's like made of all these different creatures, and that's why like it fits the band, because the band has so many different styles of metal involved.
Right.
So it's almost like a creature made up of all these different creatures.
That's cool. Because the only thing I know of a basilisk is from Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. That's what. So I didn't even know. I had no idea that it was a thing.
Yeah, Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, and like everybody was like, "Oh, so like you named it after Harry Potter?" I'm like, "Oh, what? Doesn't Harry Potter?" And I'm not really a Harry Potter person, but I was just like, "Oh God, come on! Like, no, that's not where I got the name."
No, so
Harry Potter got the name from
the creature.
Mythology.
Yeah, and that's why I thought your name was based off of mythology. I didn't think you named it after Harry Potter because I don't think anybody's
that would be lame.
That would be lame, dude. If I asked you how you came up with that name, you're like Harry Potter, I'd be like, okay,
yeah. I mean,
less metal than
you're like sounds. You can't take it seriously after that.
Fuck. But that's cool, man. No, thanks for coming on. I'm glad we were able to talk shit and get to know each other over this.
Yeah, man.
Everybody can follow the podcast and everything. Yeah, Josh, do you have any last words to say before we end the recording?
Yeah, I'd like to give some advice to, I mean, this is an art channel, right?
Right.
So, yeah, follow your heart. If you think that this is your calling and you were made to do this and be an artist and, work for yourself, then do it. And at any cost. And make it happen.
So, do you think the payoff has been very beneficial? Like just like the emotional self-discovery and all of that, the journey of being an artist, like do you find yourself often reflecting on that?
Oh yeah. I mean, it makes you a different person than people out there.
Yeah.
And you have all these like highs and lows and these people can't relate, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so it almost drives a bigger wedge between you and the rest of society. But it's like, it is a great payoff. This is what I'm here for. This is what I want to do. And I can't really think of doing anything else. What am I going to do out there? So I think it takes a certain kind of person to do this and to go through with it and to make it happen. And to sacrifice, and you'll get. I think that being a creator, you do reach a certain level of. It's like a higher meaning in life. You're creating. You're not consuming. Everybody out there consumes. They just consume Netflix and whatever. But when you create, that makes you special.
I like that. Yeah, it does. It does. I love it. It's good advice to end on.
Yeah, don't give up. Make a vow to yourself. If you really hate your situation, change. Make some changes and just do it.
Dude, and that's the thing. So like when we say change, we can literally change our behavior and our situation, like, you know, like if you're unhappy with the job, you could quit a job within a blink of an eye, right? It's all within our hands in that very moment. But oftentimes we don't. And we think too much of like the what if factor, you know? Fuck the what if factor.
Yeah, I mean, if you go living life with what if,
You end up
where are
like
you going to
me.
end up?
Sad and depressed.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. But anyways, yeah. Follow the podcast and everything. Josh, thank you again for coming on. Make sure you check out his band and his video stuff. And yeah, we'll stay in touch, Josh.
Yeah, and I want to thank you too for giving us a voice, because a lot of times people don't know what we go through, and they don't even get to hear our side of the story, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's important. Yeah, I mean, get it out there. I like what you're doing. I actually really wanted to do something like this, but more of like a documentary, like pick an artist out there that nobody really knows about, and like show the world, you know, the process, their process, because everybody has their own process and it's special to them.
Yeah.
And show the hard work behind it, because this is a hard life, man. This is the road less traveled, and you know, you're not going to find us anywhere else. But to be able to show people what it takes, you know, that's special, man. So I like what you're doing.
Well, thank you.
Keep at it.
Thank you. I think you should do the documentary though, if you ever find yourself wanting to do it.
Yeah, just like, you know, like short episodes.
Yeah,
you know, just like yeah. I already have somebody that I'm kind of working with. I don't want to spoil anything, but
ooh, what a tease. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, dude, I have a million ideas, and that's just one of them. So
I love it. Yeah. Yeah, we'll stay in
give
touch
people
then.
A voice, dude.
Yeah, we'll stay in touch then. Especially if you want to come back on and talk about that. That's cool. That's a fucking cool idea that you should do.
Yeah, I'd like to come back on. That'd be great.
Cool, man. Yeah, we'll stay in touch. Check out stuff, and that's the end of the show. See you, Josh.
See you, man.